Hey there everyone, how are you doing? Joe Marin here from MobileCupOfJoe.com. In this episode of Mobile Cup of Joe, we're going to be unboxing the Sony Mobile Xperia TL. The Xperia TL is Sony's latest flagship device that is currently on sale in US markets, and was the smartphone that was featured in Sony's great blockbuster, James Bond's Skyfall. So you know what, if it's good enough for 007 itself, it better well be good enough for me. So is the Xperia TL worth its spot in the Skyfall movie? Let's find out right now in our unboxing video. But guys, before we go any further, please go ahead and grab that coffee cup, fill it up, over, and sit on down. And take a swig for a Mobile Cup of Joe. Alright, before we get too far in this unboxing video, I'd like to give a big thank you and shout out to our friends over at Sony Mobile for hooking us up with the Sony Mobile Xperia TL. It's because of companies like Sony Mobile that make Mobile Cup of Joe possible by allowing us to unbox and review their products by sending them to us. So big thanks to Sony Mobile for the Sony Mobile Xperia TL, and let's get started with this unboxing video. So on the front of the box, you've got your AT&T logo. On the bottom, you've got your Sony Mobile Xperia TL. On the side, you got a lot of mumbo jumbo, and on the other side, you just got a plain white. And on the top, you also have your Sony Mobile Xperia TL logo, and on the back, you have a picture of the Xperia TL in all her glory, in a picture form, I guess. But we're going to go ahead and pop open the box, and there you go. That is the Sony Mobile Xperia TL. Go ahead and pop it out of the box. Looks really nice. Feels like a very well-made handset. We're going to set it to the side just for a minute so we can dive through the rest of the box. We'll go ahead and pop this open. And here we've got our AC wall outlet adapter and a USB to micro USB syncing / charging port already hooked up and ready to go. Not exactly sure what this is. Probably first time in an unboxing video I've ever been unaware of what something was. Might be something to do with NFC. I'm not exactly sure. Right here in their manuals, let's see what we got. We got a quick start guide, U.S. safety guidelines, important information, información importante, terrible Spanish, and SAR information, FCC statement, all that great unboxing stuff. Really butchered my Spanish there. That was really embarrassing. Taking Spanish 1 in high school, so, can't hate too much. But we're going to go ahead and look at the phone. We got a 4.7-inch screen with a pixel resolution of 1280 by 720, 323 ppi. We have our AT&T logo, Sony logo, and our 1.3 megapixel front-facing camera, along with our speaker. On the top, we have our 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, microphone pinhole. On the bottom, we have absolutely nothing. On the left side, we have our micro USB syncing / charging port. And on the right, we have our physical power / lock button, volume rocker, and a dedicated camera capture button. All those controls are on the right side. On the back, we have our 13 megapixel camera with LED flash, NFC, Xperia logo, and a speaker grill. So let's go ahead and power the handset on. And it's turned on. There we go. This device is measured 5.09 by 2.65 by 0.37 inches, and it's weighing in at 5.22 ounces. So, it's not the lightest handset out there, but it's certainly not a brick either. It actually feels really nice in the hands. I love this curved design that Sony implemented on here. Really looks quite elegant. Feels very great in the hand. So it's all powered up. Let's go ahead and slide to unlock. And here you've got the Xperia TL. I'm not exactly sure what version of Android we're running on here. Looks like we have some quick settings icons on the top from our notifications. So let's go ahead and go to our applications and scroll through that, see if we can find our settings. Look, there we go. And let's go ahead and see what version of Android we are running on here. So it looks like we got Android version 4.0.4 ice cream sandwich. I do not believe there's an update to Jelly Bean at this point, but we will double check that. So still looks pretty nice. I really am enjoying Sony's user interface on here. I've never used a device with Sony's custom user interface on it before, so it'll be really fun for me to be able to get to learn it. Seems like it's got a lot to offer. On the bottom for your nav buttons, they are on the screen. Your home button, your back button, and your recent apps button. So when you turn the screen off, they will disappear, which I am always a big fan of. Now you can see on the bottom you got your apps and quick access like your email, your phone, and all that. Seems like a pretty easy user interface just from what I've seen so far. If you go to recent apps right here, you see we have on the right side, which is pretty nice. I really do like how that's laid out. And it looks like we have some options here. Let me hit our recent apps. Let's go ahead and hit that, which does bring up a notepad. That is actually pretty sweet how it appears on the screen. Looks like we can delete it if we can manage to hit the X button. And let's see, we have, what else do we got on here? We have a calculator. That's really nice. Looks like we should be able to move it around on our home screen, and we can still swipe through all of our home screens. Really cool. That is on some Samsung devices such as the Galaxy Tab 2 7.0. Same kind of thing. Seems really nice. I love having those little kind of mini widgets on the screen. Very cool feature. So let's go ahead and go to our messaging, get a feel for the keyboard on here. It looks like we got the standard stock ice cream sandwich keyboard. Let's go ahead and type the quick brown fox likes to eat Sundays when it decides to rain. So not the fastest texter, but that was actually very accurate. The quick brown fox likes to eat Sundays when it decides to rain. That's what I meant to type. Not sure what the heck it means, but it was very accurate. Again, the autocorrect worked very nicely. Looks like we've got the just stock version of the Android keyboard for ice cream sandwich. Works really well though. One of my favorite keyboards I have used, so that is nice to see a nice keyboard on there. So when we slide from the top, we have quick settings to our data, sound, Bluetooth, and Wi-Fi. And we hit this button up here, we go to our full settings. So it doesn't look like we really have a whole lot of customization when it comes to the quick settings, but overall it seems like a pretty snappy phone. So that is my full unboxing video of the Sony Mobile Xperia TL. Please feel free to comment below and let me know what you think of the device. Again, this is the phone that was used in the hit movie Skyfall, so when we review it, we are going to find out if it's good enough for James Bond himself and if he would really use it. But that's all the time we have for this episode of Mobile Cup of Joe. If you did like the video, please go ahead and hit the like button if you liked it. It takes 1 second to do so and really does help support the show. And if you want to show your support towards the show even more, I'd really appreciate it if you go ahead and hit the subscribe button for more Mobile Cup of Joe videos. And Mobile Cup of Joe, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, and don't forget to follow our Twitter account for the latest Mobile Cup of Joe news. I'm Joe Marin from MobileCupofJoe.com. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.